In the Lord we trust. Serving is our must. He's the Alpha, Alpha. DJ Nicholas on the show. When you hear the trumpet or the flute, you know it's.
Welcome to the program. It is the Mailbox. I'm Courtney Morrison, sitting in with Kevin Bailey. We've been doing so for the past 12 years. And as such, the program is the Mailbox. Today's theme is Tech Moves, and this is part 2 of a part 2 series. Today is the 22nd of January. It's the year 2025. But before we go any further, we just want to bring you up to speed. The Mailbox is brought to you today by Solid PVC Pipes, manufactured in Jamaica by Fosrich Company Limited.
Need to brighten up your dimly lit spaces while saving on electricity? Look no further. Fosrich is having a 30% off solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Solar garden lamps, wall mounts, and solar flood lamps. Visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Drexel, and Montego Bay. Don't miss this solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Open Sundays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I am a man, yes.
Welcome back to the program. It is the Mailbox, and today we're talking about tech moves, and it's part 2. I'm Courtney Morrison, and Kevin Bailey is here. We have a guest with us as well, which we'll be introducing to you shortly. But we just want you to know some basic information. The word technology comes from 2 Greek words, translated techne and logos. Techne means art, skills, craft, or the way, manner, or means by which a thing is operated. Logos means word, utterance by which inward thought is expressed, a saying or an expression. So technology can change the world in ways that are unimaginable. So we thought. We'll see later. Until they happen, that is. Switching on an electric light would have been unimaginable for our ancestors in their childhood. Our grandparents would have struggled to imagine a world connected by smartphones and the internet. Similarly, it is hard for us to imagine the arrival of all those technologies that will fundamentally change the world we are used to. We can remind ourselves that our own future might look like very different. It may look very different from the world today by looking back at how rapidly technology has changed our world in the past. Amazing, isn't it? Technological change was extremely slow in the past. The technologies that our ancestors got used in their childhood were still central to their lives in their old age. In stark contrast to those days, we live in a time of extraordinarily fast technological change. For recent generations, it was common for technologies that were unimaginable in their youth to become common later in their life. And so with that level of introduction, we say this is the program designed for men with guests who are men, hosted by men, and is aired every Wednesday unless it's a public holiday at 5:30 p.m. right here on Love 101, the family station. It's the Mailbox. And I'm Courtney Morrison. Along with me is Kevin.
Hey, Courtney. Man on man from Martin Point to Nick Grill. Good to have you with us. To our listeners, we thank you for making it Love 101 FM, your favorite gospel station. We know we have other choices, but here you are with us. So we're talking about the topic, Tech Moves Part 2. Technology is a critical component of our world today. From communication and time management to manufacturing and healthcare, tech tools have an enormous impact on our lives. The question is the church prepared to deal with and implement new forms of technology? How much do you know about the cybersecurity and data protection laws? Well, we have the right man in the place. In the studio, our guest this evening is Mr. Andre Morgan, CEO, Live Events Jamaica. Welcome again, Andre.
Thank you for having me.
I tell you, Courtney, you see me in living color this time, right?
Yeah, man.
See that?
40s.
See that six pack right there, right?
Which one of the six packs? You know, it's good to have you, Andre. And as you said, a brave may fall, but never yield, indeed. And so, because of that motto, Andre is the CEO Live Events Jamaica, and he's an IT specialist, and this is a trailblazing company that has redefined the event industrial landscape since its inception in 2014, specializing in comprehensive services such as photography, streaming, videography, and media services. Live Events Jamaica has become synonymous with creating unforgettable, immersive experiences. The company's true accent began in 2021, marking a pivotal moment in its journey as Andre's visionary leadership propelled Live Events Jamaica to the forefront of the live events sector. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Now it's gonna be an interesting conversation, and we're gonna get lots of information right about now. But we want to remind you, man and man, remember, we want to hear from you. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Remember, you can leave your comments via our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. Also, we're on TikTok at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Yeah, so, well, ladies, oh, could we forget you? No, look here. I want you to answer the question, right? Because Andre is here to answer all your questions. Ladies, this is it. Are we utilizing technology enough to make a positive impact? We want your perspective. You can participate in the program by leaving us a message via WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube. Females, remember, no calls or voice notes allowed. The man them touch your husband, your boyfriend, your nephew, your son, grandfather, etc. And let them ask Andre the question. Yeah, Courtney.
Interestingly enough, the person controlling all the technicalities today is our own Kathia Davis, and she is versed in IT. So, ladies, we don't have enough say here now. So, we know someone can do this thing on the boss. So, the question is to you, Andre. Are we utilizing technology enough to make a positive impact? Yeah or nay? I want a short answer for.
I'd say no. I think where technology is available to be used to be making a positive impact, but I think we're not using it to its full capacity. And with that, the short answer would be no. I think many times we are still not yet embracing the technology. So we can't use something positively that we are not yet embracing. Many of us, we are still, a little bit afraid of this technology thing for different reasons. When I just started working in education sector, I remember when we was just introducing online marking of grades and marking of registers online, database management system in the school. I remember some of our older persons, they had a struggle in adapting to this. And some of them, they didn't even want to learn how to do it. And it's not that they could not learn, they were just afraid of change, And I remember one of them, when she got the hang of it, she said to me, "Boy, Mr. Morgan, this easy, man." Oh, hold on. Yeah. We're allowed to talk that way. And yeah, man. And I remember when I said to her, yeah, man, and sometimes we think that it is only the old that are not embracing technology. But what I have learned from my experience, we were in a joke recently. You have some young dinosaurs as well. Some young people who are not yet even adapted to using technology either, And in my experience, I realized that it is always the same thing, this fear, So in being patient, because, I grew up in church, my father is a pastor. Already, as pastors' children, you get endured with patience, even if you don't want to. you know, and you get endued with that patience and that willingness and ability to serve. You learn it naturally growing up in a pastor's house, you know. So me having that background, it allowed me to be patient with some of these people in learning the technology, in being patient with teaching them, taking a time out, me knowing that they will learn it, me believing, because that's important, you know, that they can learn it. And I took my time, and then eventually they got it. So much that how it ended up eventually, and this is just me talking about implementation of a technology, right? It ended up that some of the older people who were closer to retirement, they completed their assignments or their work on the system even before some of the younger ones, and made less mistakes as well, you know. So with that, I learned that technology is something that everybody can learn as long as they apply themselves. So with that said, we can use technology positively, but we have to adapt ourselves. We have to make up our minds, stop saying it is hard, take our time and learn, you know.
Especially in church, I would believe that the fear can be greater, because one of the things I recognize, especially with the older persons in church and sometimes in leadership, if not most oftentimes, is that there's this fear about the mark of the beast, that technology is embracing evil practices, and we tend to just push that onto the youngsters as well, who are rejecting it on a big point. And so even social media is seen as scary. And I believe, again, it's just a tool.
Just a tool.
How you utilize the tool is what is important, right or not right?
No, that is true.
So a follow-up question then is, real fear for persons, you know, maybe in leadership, because they realize the younger generation, they're tech savvy, so they're losing control, because if they don't understand this thing, the younger generation know this thing, all of a sudden, elder, pastor, bishop is in the dark.
Yeah.
No, help them to make the transition so that they can collaborate with the younger generation. What would you say to those who really have a real fear that they're losing control, they're going to lose power, and therefore not being able to be in authority to speak the word of God?
Find one. You know, it's a strategy that I employed with some of the technology in my local denomination. Find one. You know, there's always a remnant in every group. You know that. So then, all of the young people will not be idle, and all of them will not use it destructively. So you see that one that will use it for good, find that one. Sit down with them, allow them to teach you the ins and the outs of it, and allow yourself to learn about it. And can I tell you, it takes a bit of a time. My father is past 60, and my father prepares his own documents, prepares his own presentations, hosts his own Zoom meetings. All of the technology, he navigates it by himself, and it's not me teaching him.
YouTube?
Eh?
YouTube?
Well, I'm not sure, but he learns it because he desires to use it to his
Beautiful.
advantage. You understand? So they can embrace it. Find that one person who is who still can be discipled, who still can be trained, who still is consistent in their walk with God, and start with them and allow them, because you might not get everything, but allow them now to be your point of contact with the technology and with the younger people, and see how that works.
Excellent, excellent. We're coming up to our first break here on the Mailbox. It is about Tech Moves Part 2. Our guest is Mr. Andre Morgan, CEO Live Events Jamaica, and we are discussing embracing technology, especially in the church. And I just want to say this. I had a young lady who was in my congregation who would Google almost any scripture I gave. So I better be on my P's and Q's and get it right.
Yeah.
We're taking a break. We'll soon come back. This is the Mailbox. I'm Pastor Courtney Morrison, coming right back after these messages.
Man, yes, strong man, integrity man. I am
Need to brighten up your dimly lit spaces while saving on electricity? Look no further. Crossridge is having a 40% off solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Solar garden lamps, wall mounts, and solar flood lamps. Visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Drexel, and Montego Bay. Don't miss this solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Open Sundays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Get home with NXT. More possibilities. Get home with NXT. Turn a dream home into reality. Will it from the ground up, push you on a door. Pay a contribution, make your future secure. Become a homeowner, make family tradition. NXT loans every company the mission. From vision to foundation, for many generations. Home buyer or home builder, get to your destination. Get home with NXT. More possibilities. Get home with NXT. Turn a dream home into reality. NXT, the key to your home. Get home with NXT, the key.
Don't let freshness stitch you when you need it the most. Wash your clothes with Downy Softener to keep dazzling everyone around you from day to night. Try Downy Softener now.
I am a man, yes. Strong man, integrity man.
Welcome back to the mailbox. Aired every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. right here on your favorite gospel station, Love 101 FM. We're having a great time. Our special guest, Mr. Andre Morgan, CEO of Live Events Jamaica, and Kevin and Courtney in the place. We wanted just a little bit background, those who are listening, those who are watching you and seeing you. What was your experience like growing up, and kind of connect it, like when was your first stimulation about tech? But tell us a little bit about your experience, where you grew up and the experiences.
And which high school you went to?
All right, so I went to Kingston College, celebrating 100 years.
5K around it.
All right, so I went to Kingston College, grew up in Spanish Town, Eltham Park, which you would call that middle class. So it wasn't ghetto, it wasn't uptown. So I guess middle class. We had a lot of teachers, nurses, working class people, and a few unemployed as well, living there, right? So it was a good mixing pot of different persons from different backgrounds. So I grew up there. I went to Halfway Tree Primary. I, pursued tertiary studies at Vector Technology Institute and University College of the Caribbean. I went to VTDI as well and did some technical training there and some education training. I was trained by Microsoft as well, as a technology in education instructor. So I was one of those persons that somebody from Microsoft flew down and trained us, as technology specialists in the education sector. So that's a little bit about me. I'm married. I have two wonderful sons who are one of the driving forces behind why I work so hard. Because you want to have a certain level of security for your generational security. So I'm not just considering me now to be okay. I want my children and children to be okay. So I work so hard. Yeah.
So you're an excellent dad as well. You can just imagine.
You can ask Ajani. They can answer that.
I'm Mrs. Morgan. You can text us, so that we know whether or not we're on the right path.
I try my best. That's what I can say.
You try your best.
Yes, I do.
That's all I want to know. What influenced you, though? Yes, we heard of you going to VTDI. What influenced you that segued you into IT?
All right, so I saw the inside of a computer in, I think it was fifth form, because I was wanting to pursue marine biology or something in that field, because I was very good at biology. I was very good at geography. So I wanted to do something that mixed them, marine biology, and then I saw the inside of a computer, and then my mind changed. However,
Oh.
my father would tell me stories of me always disassembling things in the house. And I remember for real, my father bought a book for me, How Things Work.
Oh.
And it had in it like cars, TVs, and it would have them kind of open up. And me seeing that, and he bought 2 toolkits, one for me, one for him. What I would do, I put on my toolkit, use his to pull up everything in the house,
That the thing's better.
pull up the radios, pull up everything. And I remember one day I was putting up an old camera and it shocked me.
Wow.
And I learned about static energy. So I was this little guy, you know, the little guys that love to pull up things. You have a toy car, you pull it up, I pull up my toy car to make it faster. Everything I pull up. So I was one of those technical hands-on persons when I was young. And I think my parents realized that, and they nurtured that gift in me. And I think it contributed to who I am right now.
I have a feeling that your parents, they had to be patient with you. And no, because seeing you destroying things around the house.
He probably didn't put them back together, right?
No.
Yeah,
Just-
a lot of times I put them back together, and sometimes it
Some
did
pieces
not.
were left
Yeah,
out.
some
Yeah,
pieces were
man.
left out.
Yes,
You know, like you finish assemble it, and you realize that it still works, even though this is missing, it still works. And you just say, okay.
How would you advise parents, guardians, in seeing children or young people being interested in tech or pulling down things, but they are frustrated? They want them to behave in a particular way, straight jacket. But here you are allowed to explore and
Yes,
be
I
creative
was.
and innovate. What word would you have to give parents and guardians as they observe their children or other young people to guide them, especially if they're interested in fixing things?
I'd say try as best to nurture that ability as best as you can. The toys that you buy for them, try to buy them for them toys that they can experiment with. Allow them through guidance to use potentially some of your tools of trade in terms of screwdrivers and so on. With guidance, allow them to use it. My son, I remember when I was pulling out on a chain and a radiator fan in my car, and he was the one who I allowed to screw out and screw in. I allowed him, when I was doing a deep clean of one of my cars one time, I allowed him to use, because I have one of those drill sets. They have the impactor with the wrench head, and I allowed him to screw it out. And and every time I'm doing anything like that, I normally call him and say, "Come, Ajani, come see what I'm doing," and I allow him to operate it in a guided way. Now with that, and he's good at academics as well, so I don't have to worry about that. However, in a guided way, you try to let them explore their giftings. You understand? Because some people would have this natural inclination for technical things, and sometimes people say that they are dunce because they're not necessarily very keen on the academics. However, they're not dunce, they're just technically inclined. You understand? So help them to understand how the academics can boost their technical inclination. Try that approach. You understand? Let them understand that money management helps them to expand their business. Different things, they try that, and just speak it in their language, and it might help. Hopefully it does.
So, Andre, it sounds like you're saying parents stop, observe, identify,
Yes.
and then nurture and build confidence in the area of interest that you see your child has.
Yes.
It's not just about academia, but
No.
there are other technical aspects. We know that children will pull things apart and graduate and then still pull things apart, even in the adult stage. And we see people putting things together. We are at the stage of AI technology.
Yes.
Human-like forms. Is AI safe, or is it something that we should be worried about taking over humankind? Chat GPT, nobody do assignments anymore. Is it that education is failing and no one has to think for themselves? They just plug in something, boom, it comes up. Is AI safe? Is this form of technology creating laziness, or is it helping to educate?
Recently I was having this same discourse with my vice principal about this AI thing, and I was a bit on the fence as it relates to AI, because I was telling her that AI, I believe it dumbs down people, and because when I was attending university, for example, right, all of these technologies to help you with assignments and so on, they were not yet in play. So I had to do research and put in your references and all of that. I had to do that, right? And in doing the research, I would at least read the material once. And a lot of persons who went to universities maybe in, say, 2004 to 2010, 12, thereabout, would have gone through that type of thing. Now observing a lot of persons are using AI to help them complete assignments. I recently did a course and I used AI to help me to complete my assignment. However, maybe because I had the research background, it did not dumb me down, but it actually allowed me to optimize my time in getting the research done. You understand? So, you understand? Because
there are advantages.
There are
You're saying
advantages.
if it is used wisely,
Yeah.
you're more efficient. Now you can cover more material
In a shorter
less-
space
in a
time.
short
So
space of
yes.
time. This technology, and I have a feeling Courtney won't press the AI, so soon come back with it. But single persons,
Yeah.
usually when they think about tech people, them not think about love and romance, right? But apparently you switch over. But this is a question. This is the question. No, a single man, a single woman want to find their special person. They're in the church, and this is the technology now. So help us and help them to see how they can use it in order to meet people, in order to date and court and that kind of a thing.
I think in knowing people online handles, you can search for them. You can get an initial introduction to them without them telling you, because by observing their profile, you can see their likes and dislikes and so on. And if you see that account is private, maybe that tells you that they may be a private person because they're private their account. You understand? So you can use it to evaluate, I guess, to get your initial information about the person, and you can take it from there. I don't think, though, that virtual dating should replace real relationships. Why? Because if you should marry and live, you're going to live with the person for real. So it is good for you to know how they are for real, what they do for real, and things like that for real, so that you know what you're getting into for real. And I think, though, even though technology has its advantages, I don't think we should have technology to determine every part of our life. So maybe it's good for the introduction and the getting to know, but I still believe that there should be this time of getting to know in a physical way, see how they eat, know their family, things like that.
There is a case that is in the United States about a youngster who was actually online with AI and romantically, and eventually the AI told him might as well he kills himself, and he did. And we talk more about the technology. We're going for a break right now. It is the Mailbox, the program that has been with you, the only mail program of its kind, 12 years straight. This year, July, 13 years straight. That is in Jamaica. Who knows? Probably in the world. Kevin and Courtney here with you, along with Andre Morgan as our guest. We're going for a break. We'll come right back after these messages.
Man, yes. Strong man, integrity man.
The time by Grace Could Move is
of 101.
Ready to experience 6 times more freshness in your clothes? Try Downy Scent Beads. Its fragrance is so amazing, you have to sniff it to believe it. Try Downy Scent Beads today. 6 times more freshness versus using detergent alone.
We've seen a lot of our customers make some good moves over the years. Whether it's sharing a hug with a friend you haven't seen in a long time or sharing a meal, growth has been there. So let's keep making these moments together, because rest assured, every time you choose growth, you know you're making a good move.
Oh, it's a good move when you're moving with grace.
I am a man, I am a man, I am a man, yes. Strong man, integrity man.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome. It is the mailbox. This is Pastor Courtney Morrison along with Kevin Bailey. Our guest is Mr. Andre Morgan. He's the CEO of Live Events Jamaica, and he's here to give us some practical demonstrations into technological uses of these technologies. He has cameras, he has mixing board, he has headsets, he has
You know, a little bit.
all these things.
Hey, Courtney,
So
Courtney,
transmit
you see, because you know these things,
Yes.
our audience, don't know what you said,
No, man, that's why we want him to show them what they
Yes,
are.
and tell us the basic things. I'm talking about myself, by the way. So,
Alright.
Andre, could you introduce to us
Mhm.
and our viewers and listeners, what are all of these contraptions that you have on the table here?
All right. So let me start. Let me just ask you, what does this look like? Let me
This
see if you know this one.
board.
What
Mixing
kind of
board.
mixing board?
Mixing
Okay,
board.
good, good, great.
Board, metal board, people,
All right,
metal
good,
board.
good. You know this one.
Yes.
All right. So all right. So let me give you a little backstory before I get into, because this is we're talking about men.
Yes.
We're talking about encouraging, empowering men, right?
Right.
All right. So let me tell you a little backstory about this part. I remember I used to do streaming. When I was doing streaming, I used to go to events and I can't get a good audio feed from the audio technician. So I said to myself, you know what? This is not going to happen to me anymore. So what I did, I invested some money and got my own audio equipment. So that's how I got this mixer board. You understand? Because I needed to have my streams and things looking and sounding good, you know? So I got this mixer board for that. So this is a mixer board. Well, both of you are pastors, all right?
No.
No,
Oh, you are a pastor.
Him bigger than pastor.
Okay. All right. So this is a mixer board. We connect our mics and our speakers through cables to this mixer board. All right.
I've had to set up a church, so I have some
Okay, so you know
ideas
this
to
one.
use.
All right.
That's
So I'm gonna give you
mixing
another one
board.
that is maybe familiar. All right. What is this? You know this one?
Camera.
All right.
Yeah, I did photography at Kingston College.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
All right. So do you know the type of camera?
Well, that
Not the
camera-
brand, but the
No, I
category.
don't know.
All right. So they call this a DSLR camera because you can interchange the lens on it. All right.
Did you say DSLR?
Yes.
What does that?
You know what I'm saying? I
I
don't remember. I know.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't remember.
DSLR.
Digitized selective, a joke.
All right. So I can interchange the lens on this one. All right.
Okay.
So you interchange the lens based upon the focal length you want, or the distance of the person
Yes.
and the distance of the objects. All right. So you can interchange the lens because some lens can give you a wide shot. Some lens can give you a more telescope shot. Some lens you get different aperture on them. Some of them can have different ISO levels and so on. And all of this can determine how the image looks.
Lighting and that sort
Yeah.
of setting.
All
Kevin. For many people those who are on the air may not be seeing what's happening, but you can go to our YouTube page and our Facebook page to actually see the demonstration of the equipment that Andre is using. And if you want and you are missing it now, you can wait until you get home. You go on our Love 101 page and go to our YouTube and Facebook page. Go ahead, Andre.
Yeah, man. And so you can interchange the lens. That gives you a different look, you know, on the photography. All right, on the photo.
Okay.
All right. I have here. All right. So we know this. Know what is this one?
I should know.
A microphone.
Microphone.
But what type of
Boss.
microphone?
It's a protective microphone. There's a shield around
Definitely
it.
not unilateral.
All right. So this is it's a condenser microphone.
There you go.
All right. So so what I'm doing now, I'm expanding my offerings into offering podcasts now. Because you know, funny, I found out that young people like podcasts. I
Yes,
was
they
so
do.
shocked
Yes,
to find
they
out.
do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was so shocked. I didn't know that they like these things. So it was something that I'm now expanding my services into offering podcasts. So I have for visual appeal, because even though these mics can be used, but for visual appeal,
Yes.
so we have some of these condenser mics. So it looks a bit
These are
more-
the dinosaurs.
Wow.
Yes, you know, so we have condenser mics as well.
So when you say you're expanding, you're selling these?
No,
you're
no, no.
providing-
Providing podcast recording services.
Oh, so persons
Yes.
can actually contact you
Yes.
if they want to do podcasts.
Yes.
Then they use your service.
Equipment,
as-
yes.
as
So I can use my
equipment.
equipment. You can set up at your home,
Yeah.
at your studio, at your church, wherever, and we can have that nice little ambience, and you can have sit down and have that conversation.
Use
You
that
want to
word
have-
again. Say church.
Church,
Say it one more time.
church.
Because really and truly, you know, it's the church that we want to embrace these changes. It is not evil. I love to tell them, the scripture says the enemy is the prince of the airwaves. So if him is the prince, who is the king?
Yeah, Courtney,
You work that out.
Andre,
Yeah.
tell us then, because it is true that we're kind of behind in the church.
Yeah, for real.
Fear, etc. But how do leaders use like podcasts now? How do you see that reaching younger generations? Yeah.
You know, I realized something about the younger generations. They like to hear truth.
Yes.
They like authenticity.
Yes.
You understand? They like to see leaders outside of the pulpit.
Yes.
Oh.
For whatever reasons, they like to see them. You understand? They like to see them as real people. They like to see them relatable. You understand? So a podcast, having them sit down, maybe telling their life story, how they were converted, how they embraced the call, maybe giving even the history of the church. They have many things they can discuss. Life matters, family, business. You understand? We can sit down,
Wow.
have that discussion, and they will listen to it. And the good thing about podcasts, you can have it audio, you can have it video, you can watch it back, repeat it, and so on. So I think like my pastor recently told me that he wants to do a podcast. Well, a video series basically, where they meet, have the stalwarts of the church,
Yes.
those who are left alive,
Yes.
and have their journey documented.
Yes.
Those things are very important because you want persons from different generations to be able to understand where this church or this body is coming from. So I believe that churches should start embracing some of these things that the world have taken and gone long ahead with, and be relatable to this generation.
I know we're talking about fear.
Mm.
And so once you hear fear, the word security comes to mind as
Yeah.
well. We're talking about cyber security,
Mhm.
and you're a cyber security data officer or something
Data
like that.
protection.
Protection
Yeah.
officer. And so tell us a bit, what is cyber security? What's that all about?
All right, so cybersecurity is basically protecting your network from attacks or intrusions. So cybersecurity, well, networks, computers, data, to protect it from being accessed and from outside intrusion. All right. So it is as simple as putting a password on your Wi-Fi network. You understand? And it can be as advanced as that too. It can be as simple as creating a password that is not your year that you were born.
Or the name of your
Or
dog.
the name of your child.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You understand? It can be as simple as that. And it can be as advanced as having firewalls, encrypted website.
What's a
and then-
firewall?
All right, so a
For those
firewall, it is, oh yeah, for real, sorry, not an IT show, right? All right, so a firewall is basically a layer between what is happening on your local network and what comes from outside. So it is, yeah, so it basically filters the traffic coming in and going out. You understand? So the firewall is like the network police. You understand? So it ensures that what is on the network, the data on the network, ensure that it is approved and what you want to be there. You know? So
And you're saying all of this is relevant in the church as well.
very, very.
But we can pray and cover. And Bunny and that. No, I'm just saying.
Cramp and paralyzed.
It's not lack of faith, and you know.
No.
What's happening there?
It is being good stewards. It is being good stewards.
Awesome.
That is what it is, being good stewards. The Lord has blessed us with many gifts and talents. The Lord has blessed us with, you know, our church greatest resource is the people that they are there.
Yeah.
The people that they are there. You understand? So the Lord has blessed us with people. We have to have things in place to protect the people that God places over. Well, let's say us. All right, I'm a youth leader.
You
Sorry.
are a
All right, so-
cybersecurity pastor.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a youth leader in my church. All right, so that's nice. So pardon me. However, yeah, we have to have different things in place for us to maintain and to secure, to be so in order for us to be good stewards over the things that God has blessed us with. So we have to have, you know, good enough passwords on our network. You know, don't have it to be the default, only the default one that is on the sticker box bottom.
Yes.
So our passwords on our computers.
I'm gonna change something, Courtney.
The passwords on our computers. Don't let it be your year of birth, you know, the name of your children. I said to people, use phrases.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1,
Yeah,
1, 1,
yeah.
1, 2. No.
No, use phrases, use catchphrases.
Okay.
Maybe something that you can remember easily, but use a word, because use a phrase. Because some people, the passwords are not limited to those words. It can be a phrase. It can be,
Yeah.
you know,
Interesting.
the earth is the Lord's
Exclamation
and the
mark.
food is thereof.
Mm.
And you put some little alphanumeric and
Right, exactly.
symbols in between, you know, and that's a secure password there, you know.
Yeah.
So it can be as simple as that and as
One
hard
man
as
cocoa.
that. Yeah.
Oh, you want 1, 1 cocoa?
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Different things you can have. All right. So this is all right. So let me just show this one. This is called an audio capture device.
Yes,
all right.
it is.
All right. Now the importance of this, and I really have to speak about this one. If I don't talk about any other, I have to speak about this one.
Yes.
Now we know that our phones sometimes if you use a phone to stream and other things. However, we don't get that nice clean line audio from the open ear. So this now gives us audio from the mixer board and it puts it into our digital stream. All right. And devices like these as well allows for output as well, which you can put back in the mixer. Now here's the advantage. If you are doing any type of conferencing now, where persons who might be overseas, at home, wherever, and they need to speak back in the church, you have one of these audio interface devices, and they can speak back and you can hear it back in the congregation. And if you configure it properly, you won't have any feedback between the two sources, you know? So this is one of these
Called interface.
audio interface.
Audio
Yeah, it's audio interface.
You know what a discombobulator is? I'm just joking. There's no such thing. It's soundback destroyer. But you're listening to Love 101 or you're watching us live on YouTube or Facebook. It is the mailbox. I am Courtney Morrison along with Kevin Bailey, and our guest is Mr. Andre Morgan. He is the CEO of Live Events Jamaica. We're going to take our final break and we'll come back. We'll hear more about Andre, how you can get in touch with him. Soon come back.
Strong man, integrity man, I am a man.
Did you know that there are many exciting careers in public health? Join the Ministry of Health and Wellness for its Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair 2025, Wednesday and Thursday, January 22nd and 23rd, from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily on the UWI Mona campus. Learn about exciting and emerging career opportunities in public health. Work with your resume for on-site interviews for available jobs across the island. Entertainment, giveaways, and free health screening. We've got them. Admission free. A career in health, the roadmap to success.
Need to brighten up your dimly lit spaces while saving on electricity? Look no further. Oxbridge is having a 40% off solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Solar garden lamps, wall mounts, and solar flood lamps. Visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Draxall, and Montego Bay. Don't miss this solar lighting sale, January 2 to 31. Open Sundays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I am a man, yes. Strong man, integrity man. I am a man.
Welcome back to the mailbox, aired every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. on your favorite gospel station, Love 101 FM. Courtney and Kevin in the place, and we have the specialist, Andre. You know, if you miss what we did before, you can check our YouTube. But Andre, we were talking about cybersecurity, we're talking about IT.
Yes.
What kind of vision you have? Where's this going? What do you think God is doing? And what would you like to say to pastors, to young people, how to accommodate what God is doing in this tech space? Because people don't think that God is aware or knew that we were going to be at this place. But talk to us.
And not only that, is God involved?
All right. Yeah.
Well, is God involved?
Mm.
Yes, he is. He's the one who gives knowledge. He's the one who causes knowledge to increase in this way. All right.
Yeah.
Are we embracing it? That's just the thing. All right. So where I envision us going as a church, I envision us being the pioneers in charting how technology should be used in the public space. All right. I think maybe because we took a bit of a while to embrace properly, it allowed us to how the technology is shaped to be done by the world. So I think in us embracing now, we can now shape technology to the world. You understand? I see, well, every church, I believe, should have a website or some form of online presence be pinned on Google Maps that people can search for the name of your church, find it, and be directed to your church. All right. I believe even if you don't have a live streaming, at least some online presence, maybe a picture of the pastors, so that persons can identify the leadership if they should come there. I believe information about the church should be online present, the beliefs, the doctrine, things like that, so that persons looking on can understand the church and they can make an informed decision prior to attending. You understand? And I think that would help to lessen some of the whole people coming in and trying to change up how you operate, because they would have that place where they can read and know what the beliefs are, how you operate, and to know if there's a place that is for them.
Andre, I'd love to know the name of your church. Can I send some youngsters to your church to be trained? Because I am intrigued by what I'm hearing, because churches need to know you must get the online registration, online membership. You can go back and search for messages.
Yeah.
You now have the option of, this might not sound so nice, skipping out parts of the message that you really don't want and going to the parts that you want to hear. But however you do it, or replaying something that you say, boy, I never get it the first time, I want to hear it. So to get a revelation from the message that God is saying, we have a work to do. I want to hear from you. Can IT be used in evangelism? I know that in the onset of television and radio, it was first offered to Christians who rejected it. I know we have to be playing catch up.
Yeah.
Is it that IT is a major evangelical tool that the church has somehow neglected?
I think so, and I think they embraced it when COVID came. Because that's when everybody
Had no
was
option.
Yeah, everybody was
Had no
tampering to get
option.
online at that time. You understand? So it's sad, but however it happened, it happened. You understand? And I guess outer bad, comfort good. All things work together for good to them that love the Lord, that are called according to His purpose. You know. So I believe that the churches, they are now more accessible. You understand? Because people now are now aware, and a lot of churches have grown since COVID because of technology.
And churches that are local are now international.
Of course. You understand? A lot of that happened. I have seen a lot of churches grown through that COVID time. A lot of them that were, I'll call it first to market in getting their streams out, were some of those that benefited greatly from that. I'll call it that mode of evangelism, and a lot of them benefited. It was a time of hopelessness and darkness, and the church at that time that were online, they became that beacon of light. A lot of persons that maybe were wayward because of how dark things were, they used online churches as a beacon of light, and then eventually ended up surrendering their lives to God. So you see the technology, that same technology.
So there's some
Kevin, what we call
apprehension,
him the IT pastor.
you know.
The IT pastor.
Andre,
Yes.
the apprehension for leaders in the church.
Yes.
Sometimes a person gets so used to being online
Yes.
that even those who can come in, they
Mhm.
refuse from coming in. And then again, social isolation,
Mhm.
you know, deprivation of skin touch,
Yes.
connection that makes us human.
Mhm.
How you balance all of that now? Because some people wouldn't mind if everybody come back to the physical church where we have interaction, we can see you and touch you and hug you and kiss you
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
How you balance all of that? Because that's some concern there.
All right. So recently, it's a real concern, and I believe that I can speak to it now, not necessarily from the technology specialist hat, from the youth leader hat, right? Where we did some surveys with the youth team, and we evaluated what was happening and how the service is structured, how we do things, and we realized that it was missing a tad bit of excitement. You want some bit salt tonight? You understand? So we re-engineered some of our offerings and added a little bit of flavor to it. And we realized that the people come out. You understand? They come to the services. What we do as well, we have good teasers, good clips, and good promotional tools, trying to make the service look appealing. You understand? And one thing I tell my team, and this would be from the spiritual side of it as well, I said we have to be united in our approach, and we have to have one voice, one vision, one say, and we have to take it in serious. We have to be motivated about it. So because we are motivated about it, that energy radiates through what we are doing. And I believe that this generation is not a generation that can trick so easy. They read right through you. You understand? I mean, they have this gift of discerning, this generation. They read right through you. You understand? So I said, team, we get it right, people will catch on. And we realize that when we are promoting our stuff, when we are inviting people to come out, we support other people, things like that. You understand? When we do that, we realize that people support us too. So that thing that they're talking about, that apartheid thing, we are not necessarily seeing that much. Just change up the approach. Stop saying young people don't want God. Stop saying things like that. You understand? If you are as a leader, you are saying that. You are putting that into the atmosphere. You're giving the devil that thing to run with and to type. And when you are speaking to them, they're going to feel what you're saying. They're going to feel what you believe in. You have to believe in them believe in what you are doing. You
Word.
understand? And do it wholeheartedly. You understand?
Yes.
So I will infuse that with some of them younger ones there for put the little flash and the little dash
Right.
and the little this and the little that.
Yes.
And we realize it works. Everybody benefits.
Kevin, wisdom.
No,
Wisdom.
man.
And not just wisdom, but the balance which Andre brings. No man, you're IT pastor. You're not just IT pastor. But it is just amazing listening to you, and I'm hoping the man that will listen. I've heard what Andre has to say. Kevin, he knows how to dovetail the thing. It sounds as if you have it down. How do persons get in touch with you?
Yeah.
How do church? It sounds like you need to have a conference and teach persons, get the leaders of the church, those who have fears and those who need to build their confidence.
That's
And
true.
Andre,
Yeah.
trust me, I
Yeah.
am loving
Conferences,
what I'm hearing.
workshops,
And
stuff
the
like
fact
that.
that you believe in
Yeah.
the young people, coming up and tell them now when we read my Bible, like young people sit there around the thing, nobody over 30. When we have flipped the script. How do we get in touch with you?
Mhm.
How can you help the wider society, the church society in particular for me, and more specific, to help to embrace what you are saying with the balance that you have?
All right. So my Instagram handle, andre.morgan.777. That is me on Instagram. My direct
You have to repeat that Instagram thing.
Oh.
Andre dot.
Andre ANDRE
Mhm.
dot
Yes.
Morgan
Yes.
dot 777. That's on Instagram. On Facebook, it would be, yes, I'm still on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's fine, bro.
Andre Morgan on Facebook. You see my picture there. On I'm only on those two. I can't keep up. I'm not yet to TikTok though. Yeah,
And
Contact
numbers
number.
they can reach you.
yeah. All right. 783-876 783-2942. 876-783-2942.
Andre, any final words of encouragement? Can't believe the time has already
Yeah.
ended. Any final words that you want to put out there for persons to hear? This is Andre Morgan, CEO of Live Events Jamaica. Indeed, an IT specialist, cyber security, data protection
protection.
officer.
Yes. All right. My final words. I'd say let us look through it, look at technology, look at the times, let us look at it through a positive lens, through God's lens. Understand? Let us embrace people.
Yes.
Let us embrace what God is doing through these mediums. You understand?
Mhm.
And there is a remnant. There's a remnant.
Yeah.
Find the remnant, work with the remnant, and let the remnant help to get the rest of people on board.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Remember, you can replay this very program, YouTube, Facebook, as it's a mailbox, Kevin and Courtney Morrison. And so listeners, you can, I'm a bit tongue-tied.
I
Kevin,
know,
go
it's
ahead.
Interesting, man. And
So we're
just
saying
want
thanks.
yeah, I want to say thanks and just remind you, Keswick is on tonight, 7 p.m. at Boulevard Baptist Church. Reverend Dylan Toussaint is on, and it's gonna be live on Love FM at 8:30. And Friday night, Jermaine Johnson speaking at the youth night.
Hey.
Big up, Dukal is gonna be Jukal is gonna be Saturday.
Truth
Yeah,
about
8
men.
a.m. at Guardian. The truth about men, myths, misconceptions,
With the
and
two-
misunderstanding. Man thing.
The two Henrys,
You,
twinning,
you see it.
Dr.
Well,
Wayne Henry and
And Dr. David
Henry.
Henry, Dr. Wayne Henry,
Yes.
and Jukal in the middle right there.
So we say
So, yeah.
thanks to Dr. Nadine Blair, Operations Manager, Jermaine Johnson, producer, and our big technical director today, Lady Katia Davis, for being here with us. Thanks to our guest, Mr. Andre Morgan,
for
CEO
having me.
Live Events Jamaica. We end the show with this quote: "The technology you use impresses no one. The experience you create with it is everything." Sean Garrity says that.
That's it for our show this week. Catch you next week, Wednesday, January 29, 2025, for Fathering Behind Bars with Reverend Jason Downer. Same place, same time. inside the mailbox. Want you to know the mailbox was brought to you today by Solid PVC Pipes, manufactured in Jamaica by Fosrich Company Limited.
Next week, Monday.
Yeah.
One there.
Integrity man, I am a man. Man.
It's time to thrive.